Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is Saturday morning, so you know it's time for another live edition of The Extra Point. Pure Culture in the house. Michigan Mike, Michael Hasso in the house. And Dapper Dan Delilah, Miss Tasha T. Sizzle, is in the house. Mike, before we get started, can you give us some eye contact and lean in with the facial features? Yeah. See that man with the 2020 over there? He's no longer in the
Got
four eye
that.
club. Mike, how you feeling?
No more contacts, no more lenses. I am healing.
Well, if you ever want to contact, just come on over to my place. I can make sure you get a good, nice contact.
Hey, and down here too, I got you, bro.
And hopefully that goes over most people's heads. Good morning, Denise. Denise, we were just talking about you in the pre-roll, Denise. Glad to see you alive and well today. All right. We got a lot of football to talk today, so let's get right to it. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell by the garb worn by one Michael James Hasso, we have our Super Bowl 59 matchup set. It is his Philadelphia Eagles taking on the Kansas City Chiefs for the second time in 3 years. If this game is anything like the game from 2 years ago, then ladies and gentlemen, we're in for a treat because that one was a thriller. All the stars came out to play. Jalen Hurts played well. Mahomes played well. Pacheco played well. A.J. Brown played well. And we have Saquon Barkley in the mix this time. What did y'all say? It was all love. You know your mama loves to brag on you, and we love to hear it. Your uncles are very proud of you, Denise. Tasha, let's start off with a quick question because we will get into our full preview and predictions for the Super Bowl next week on the eve of the annual extravaganza. But Tasha, let's start with this. Are you suffering from Chiefs fatigue? Is that? I take that as a okay, Mike.
I got it.
Poof. All right, Mike, you're up next. Are you suffering from Chiefs fatigue, Michigan Mike?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think I'm suffering from Mahomes fatigue, Kelsey fatigue, and dare I say it, the other non-football player that they keep showing in the stands. I'm just tired of it. Just next.
Mike, to your point, they're starting to show the non-athlete on Mahomes touchdowns. Well, I'm like, Kelsey wasn't in the play. Why are we going up to the press box? Like Mahomes had 2 rushing touchdowns last Sunday, and they showed her after both touchdowns. That's not his wife. Are you trying to get him put out the house? As the folks start piling in. Good morning, Goon Squad. Good morning, Martrice Hastings. Good morning, Farrah from Our Take, coming on right after the show. I'm gonna have to get an IV drip for don't do that. Good morning, YouTube. Eagles made the Super Bowl. Hey, Mike, you got a friend in Jesus and Jacob. Make sure you hit that subscribe, Jacob. Welcome, Lord. Yeah, good morning, Goonies in the house. Tasha, are you suffering from Chiefs fatigue?
You know, it's not the Chiefs. Look, you know why I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like Patrick Mahomes, and we're not going to get into that, but I don't like Patrick Mahomes. It's not the Chiefs because I grew up loving Derek Thomas. I grew up loving Christian Okoye.
Yes.
It's not the Chiefs fatigue. I don't like Patrick Mahomes.
And I think you have a friend in Jesus right above you there because I don't think Mike, you don't either, do you, Mike?
No. We talked about, what was it, a couple years ago, to where I was like, you know what? I don't hate that many players.
Right.
But I hate Mahomes, man. Like,
right.
I don't want to get it's a rabbit hole.
Oh, he's being hated because he's winning. No, I just don't. Again, we're not going to get into that. I just don't like him.
Tasha, let's get your engine revved up because I'm gonna circle back to that. You're gonna tell us why you hate him before this show is over. But we're gonna get your engines warm.
When we get canceled, I don't want to hear
it. Yeah.
Right. You know what? Good point, Tasha. Now, Jacob said Patrick Mahomes owns Josh Allen in the playoffs. Mahomes 4-0 against Allen in the playoffs. We're about to get to that here in just a second. Mike, me and Mike were talking, and he brought this up. And Mike, I told you I was gonna make you double back to this. It's almost the Jordan effect for me as far as the fatigue goes. Like, yes.
What are you talking about, Paul?
I don't even like Michael Jordan, and I'll never get tired of Jordan. Never.
No, I was sick of it. After that three-peat, and he went away to play baseball, I was so elated. And then when he came back,
I will never get tired of watching Michael Jordan. And y'all know I despise that man.
Good morning.
I will never get tired of watching him.
Yeah, to give the viewers some context, before we came live, I was like, is this how Jordan haters felt in the 90s of just like someone dominating like that position or keep winning championships?
Yeah.
And to Tasha's point, I don't think that they're the same because the mentality is not even the same. One's a dog and one's like a little chihuahua.
Mike, a chihuahua, Mike.
Hey, you wanted us to talk about it. We talking about it.
We're gonna talk about it. I mean, not to disrespect Patrick Mahomes' game. That's not what I'm doing. The issues that I have with Patrick Mahomes are just simply personal issues that I just don't get down with him. I don't get down with his family. I just don't get down with him.
And that's fair enough. But Tasha, you have a question from YouTube right now. Tasha, do you not like Tom Brady?
Nope. Hate Tom Brady. Tuck rule.
He's a Michigan man, Tasha.
Tuck rule. I'm a Jerry Rice for the.
Now it makes sense. Y'all, I have been wondering for years why she was so livid at the Tuck rule, because it was Michigan on Michigan crime. Either way, we were going to get a Michigan man in the Super Bowl. So now it was Jerry Rice. That makes total sense.
I've been telling you that for the longest. When Jerry Rice was with the Raiders, him and Charles Woodson had the opportunity to go to the Super Bowl, but they called that stupid ass, lying ass.
But they both got a championship ring, so it's okay.
And they ended up going. Now the rule is not even in effect anymore because they knew it was some bullshit. I hate Tom Brady. That is the moment when I started despising Tom Brady. It doesn't even have anything to do with the Patriots. I don't like Tom Brady.
He didn't create the rule.
But he fumbled. I had to catch myself.
Right, you did. Jacob, God bless you, my brother. Way to get her fired up this morning. We like a juiced up, ready to rock and roll Tasha T. Sizzle. Good morning, Langston. Good morning. Langston, in a couple of weeks, I'm going to talk you off the ledge about them Cowboys because I think we're going to win the Super Bowl with old Schottenheimer.
Already?
Already. So we're going to digress.
Weekend, not even a full week.
Y'all usually wait till preseason week 1. Like what?
But Mike, you sent me something on Instagram this week that got me fired up when he said that he can win multiple Super Bowls with Dak. And you said you didn't have a problem with it. I usually don't divulge chat information, but Mike got me fired up. So then I started thinking, yeah, man, we go ahead and extend Micah and we rolling. But we digress.
I said I didn't have a problem with your response. I'm like, yeah, okay. I didn't have a problem with that.
You didn't have a problem with my response. Okay, so let's talk about how we got to this point. Now, Washington was outmatched. Hey, I'm sorry, big boy. Good morning, big boy. Now, you know I'm a dog lover. I love me some dogs. So sorry, but that just melted my heart seeing the dog on the screen. All right, so Philly.
He thought Shannon Sharp's dog, and he said, "I got to make my cameo too." You want Mama get you a show like Uncle Shannon said he was gonna get his dog one? You want a show?
Y'all look, and we're going off the rails. I promised Mike 45 minutes, and he's like, Paul, you are not on task. I will speed this up. Now, y'all, the AFC Championship game was a thriller. And to Jacob's point, Josh Allen is now 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. All 4 losses were in heartbreaking fashion. Remember the 13 seconds when he had to lead with 13 seconds left? How the hell do you lose that game? Now, the bigger story should have been the Chiefs' quest for a three-peat coming out of that, but that wasn't the story. For the second playoff game in a row this year, the story was a controversial call that aided the Chiefs. Remember that 4th and 1 right there a little past midfield when Buffalo had, a 5-point lead, was going down to really put the game out of reach? So the 2 referees came in on opposite sides of the field. One trumped the other, said it was short. Replay upheld the call. Patrick Mahomes does what he does, goes down, scores, game is over. But that reignited a season-long debate on the refs' role in the Chiefs getting to a three-peat. So, Tasha, let me ask you this, and I want to have an intelligent conversation about this because now y'all are kind of like getting me to kind of think this way. Do you think the league or the refs are really aiding the Chiefs in their quest for a three-peat?
I mean, I can't say blatantly that's what they're doing, but come on. Go back to the touchdown. The catch with Xavier Worthy when the ball obviously hit the ground. What's the rookie kid? What's the rookie kid that came out of Utah? Was on the play, actually had the ball, got him down.
Yeah. That big pass play early
and that ball was on the ground. That was not a catch. Then you go back to, which was an obvious first down, because from my view, this is where my TV is set up. So on my view, I'm pretty sure everyone else's view, they say the imaginary line, but that line is usually true. I saw that ref run in parallel to the line, and I'm like, dude, that's not where the ball was. How did you not see it? Replay after replay showed that Josh Allen had that first down. So the fact that you let that ref overrule you from the spot that you saw, the angle that you saw, it kind of makes me think, hey, dude, you know what we supposed to be doing. Like, I don't think it's like that, but something has to be going on, because they're getting the benefit of these bullshit calls that other teams are not getting.
Mike, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think we've been saying that, and you've been saying like, no, there ain't no way, ain't no conspiracy theories. I'm like, but then halfway through that season, you're like, I could see, there is no way. It probably could be like for other reasons, like if you're gonna beat the champ, you got to beat the champ type thing, or you want to be the champ, got to beat the champ type thing. But yeah, these refs, it's been bad the last couple of seasons to where it's just like, man, and we can talk about the last Super Bowl 2 years ago against the Eagles. You talk about that pass interference in the end zone and stuff like that. I'm like, we talk about the Super Bowl, not a preseason game, not like, okay, we're trying to be like, okay, no, I'm letting them play the whole season or the whole game, and all of a sudden you're like, oh no, ticky-tack foul to create a Super Bowl winner. Like, no, man, you gotta let the boys play.
The Super Bowl as well. Like, come on, dude. Some of those calls you can't. Some of that stuff you got to let that play out. You can't call that. Either you let it go or get the call correct.
And then what was it, last Super Bowl? No, last year the Chiefs were like the only team to not have like a passing holding call or something like that. And I'm like, they're the worst ones. Like, you obviously saw that against the 49ers. They had that D line. Like, 49ers had that D line.
Like,
right. Multiple times. I'm like, man, this how is Bosa not have a sack at all? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on.
Now Langston says, no, the top ref was over the line, then walked down to become even with the other ref who couldn't see the ball. To that, you say what, Tasha?
No. When he ran on that field, the ref from the angle that I saw that was running, he did not run and place his marking foot where Josh Allen had that ball. We all saw it. You can go back and see you can YouTube it and see where Josh Allen actually had the first down. No part of the body was down. First down with their version of the tush push or whatever. He had the first down. So Mike, that was a bad spot. It was a bad call, and I don't agree with it.
In real time, it did look like he got the first down just to the naked eye, and it was one of those situations when when it's not the goal line, and I believe that whatever call they would have made would have been upheld because you wouldn't have had enough evidence to overturn. So that's where it led to was there a discussion between the referees because one got overruled by the other.
So it's so the spot of the ball can't be reviewed, correct? Am I mistaken?
No, they reviewed.
No, it can.
Yeah, it can be reviewed. Okay. But it just the way that that there was a scrum there, I think that whatever call they made wouldn't have been overturned.
But Jarrell, to your point, so are we saying Josh Allen's not a great player? He didn't get the benefit of that call.
I think that's what we've been saying is that Lamar and Josh Allen are on that tier of like they can't get over that hump. If you can't get over that hump, then you're not a great player, quote.
Melanie asked a great question. She says, so are all the refs in on this? Because they have different crews for each game, don't they? Great question.
That's my point. Like when I say I don't think they're blatantly like they just go to their ref meetings and say, okay, whoever got the Chiefs games, y'all know what to do. Like, I don't think that's happening, but it's something something is going on, and it just ain't right. Something is going on.
Good morning, Brandon, our
And it's
resident
suspicious.
graduate. Now the thing is, like to Mike's point, I was just totally dismissive of the notion until the Houston game, when there was a couple of roughing the passer calls when Houston was dominating the game. Buffalo was the only team in the playoffs to win the turnover battle and lose the game of all the playoff games. And they really had Kansas City on the ropes. You're up 5 with the ball with 4 minutes left to go in the game. You convert that first down. At worst, you go down and go up 8. At best, you end the game completely. So that really kind of had me like, wow. Well, but if that is the case, y'all, why the Chiefs? Why not the Cowboys?
I don't know. They're calling it. I mean, they obviously are tackling these views. I mean, what is it, like one of the highest postseason games from viewership side? I think the only thing that beat them was the Super Bowl game or something like that. I think with the combination of, and I hate to say it because I don't like her, the singer that they keep showing, a combination of that. It's obviously bringing in viewership that the NFL doesn't really have access to. And so combination with that and that, you keep them winning in the playoffs, they're going to, quote, care more. So,
Jarrell, get out of my head. How many times have I brought this point up? How many times have I brought this up on this show?
Now, y'all know
that's at the end of the show, too.
I'm a Chris Webber fan, but Jarrell, you slammed the ball on that one, pun intended. But back to Mike's point, and then we'll get to yours, Soul on Sports. I mean, advertisers pay top money for these NFL games, especially as they decrease playoff games, Super Bowl. And if you have an entertainer or an entity that can bring in billions of viewers that are not sports fans, then it does lend to the idea that, hey, maybe it wouldn't be a bad idea for, even if you watch to just see them lose, you're still watching. Now,
and some people don't understand that NFL is categorized as an entertainment business.
Yes,
it is.
So they don't need to be sanctioned by some sports or whatever. Like, it's an entertainment. It's almost like the WWE. Like, it's an entertainment business.
Yes. Now, there's no way in hell that Vlade Divac fouled Kobe Bryant on that shot. That was game 6.
Kobe.
It was over. It was over.
It was over.
It was over. I'm gonna start cussing. The Alexa says, I agree. The ref whose spot they went with did not have the best angle. The one that had the angle gave up his spot in the line with the bad spot. Not sure why. Hey, that's what I'm saying, Langston. Like, I don't want to believe that about the NFL. But damn, I'm like, they were a yard apart running to the ball.
Literally, they were. Again, this is the line. He ran right, and I'm thinking, why is your foot there? Are you like, and the other guy was on top of the line. Like, y'all couldn't meet in the middle and make that a first down.
Yo, we just got an angry emoji on the post link. So maybe some Chiefs fans are watching. Hey, look, okay, Chiefs fan, I got something for you. All right, I just need you to sit tight. But Mike just got brand new eyeballs. Y'all see him? You don't see no glasses on his face. He got some new eyeballs. He's a brand new man. Ooh. He's got a new attitude.
What?
And he saw it just like we all saw with our 8 combined eyes here. Now, wait a minute. Brandon he's chiming in. It's all about publicity and how they can increase viewership. Nielsen ratings play a major role in everything, Brandon.
That's what Mike said. That's Mike's point.
To his point. Now, for the Chief fan who gave us the angry emoji on the link, our first one ever. So obviously we're doing a hot button issue here. I'm loving that part. It was probably Justin. Justin, where you at? Come on out of the bushes and
Is that you, Justin?
That was Justin. All right. Now, we have a mantra here for those who's watching on YouTube. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That when you're in the booth, you must tell the truth. And ladies and gentlemen, I had some time to kill. And so I went and did some research, but I'm not sure exactly what these numbers are telling me. And I need Mike and Tasha to help me talk through this. All right. So I went and looked up the stat on what team benefited the most from penalties that extended drives on scoring drives. That was the basis for my research. The Kansas City Chiefs in 2024 were 17th in the league in scoring drives that were aided by a penalty that led to a first down. You know who the number one was? Buffalo. 33% of their scoring drives were aided by a penalty that extended their drive. Now, a Chiefs fan will take that and say, see, it's not about that. The refs aren't in. But here's my pushback on that number. And y'all let me know which one is more valid. That call against Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills didn't extend Kansas City's drive, but it was still a game-changing play. You know, I mean, technically, it wasn't a penalty on Buffalo that extended a Kansas City drive, but it ended a drive that could have defeated them. So, like, I guess we can play with numbers any way that we want.
Yeah, that would have been my question is it's not even about that part. It's about the game specifically. So, like, playoff games obviously count more than a regular season game against, you know, when 3 of their players were out. You know, which one of those, like you said, stopped the other team from scoring or something like that. You know, I'd like to see that.
So I just wanted to put that out there just for levity's sake, since that's what we're talking about, that other teams have benefited from calls like that as well. But this was a defensive stop, not an offensive play. Now, Jarrell said, once my Commanders build around JD5 and build the next dynasty and get all the calls, you'll stop complaining. Soul on Sports, we know we love you, bro. But the Cowboys are back. Y'all ain't no dynasty on our watch. Dynasty.
Yeah, let's just stop. I'm gonna stop.
Okay, we're gonna move on. Because his team was stopped by a dynamic MVP candidate, and with that, we transition into tonight's NFL honors. So the NFL honors is tonight, where we will find out who is the league MVP. We've kind of talked about it for the last 8 weeks. The 3 official finalists are Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, and Saquon Barkley. Now, how it traditionally works is one of those 3 will win MVP, the other will win Offensive Player of the Year. That leaves an odd man out. Mike, who's
Wait a minute, repeat that. You went out.
Yeah, you went out a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I'm saying that we have 3 candidates and 2 awards, MVP and Offensive Player of the Year. One of those 3 players, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, or Saquon Barkley, will win MVP. One will presumably win Offensive Player of the Year. Who's the odd man out?
I'm going to say Lamar Jackson on this one. I hope Saquon wins MVP, and I think Josh Allen will get Offensive Player of the Year.
Tasha?
Saquon's going to get Offensive Player of the Year, and they're probably going to give Josh Allen the Joel Embiid MVP.
Please explain.
Y'all know how they kept saying, oh, why Jokic keep getting it? Joel Embiid should have got it. He played good too. And then they was like, here, just take it.
When your mama get tired of you asking for
yeah. Go on.
Tasha, that was the best way to phrase that your stance on that. I agree 1,000%, and we can move on from that because I agree. Now, speaking of MVP, a former MVP made waves this week with one of his takes. Cam Newton, who won the award in 2015, was on First Take 48 hours ago. He was asked, would he trade in his 2015 MVP award for a championship ring? He said no.
Nah.
Tasha?
Bruh.
I'm calling Cam. Ain't nobody nowhere gonna turn down no Super Bowl ring, no bling for a damn MVP. Ain't nobody unless it's your last. No. Because
you know, Dan Marino was like, pardon?
Right. You don't get drafted or dream of going to the NFL, the NBA, MLB, NHL to say I want to win MVP. But they always say, yeah, I want to come here because I want to win championships. Cam, quit lying. You lying just as bad as you did to all them women who you got all them damn babies by. Now you crying broke. You should have pulled that.
Damn, Tasha. Wow. Okay. Right. Mike, I'm echoing that face that you just made. Like, wow, she came in hot on that one. Mike, do you think that his statement? First of all, your thoughts on that, Mike? I want to get you on.
Yeah, I think he's crazy. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, yeah, there's been great players. Even, we could say Charles Barkley, Dan Marino, like all these players. Like, ain't nobody gonna say that. Ain't nobody saying that, because as soon as you win one, you already passed that huge hump that not that many people have won. So it's like, man, stop playing. Yeah, I think he has a little bit. He's going through some stuff. He's just trying to be relevant. He's just trolling everybody.
So you saying that was a troll job? Because to me, I think it
was
backfired.
Clickbait.
I think it backfires. Now, we got a couple of questions from the Goon Squad. I'll get to in just a second, but I just want to close this topic with a couple of points. One, Cam Newton, you were in the Super Bowl the year that you won MVP in 2015, and the lasting image was you not jumping on that ball at the end of the game where Von Miller got that fumble recovery.
Because he had the MVP. He didn't care about the Super Bowl, apparently, so he didn't want to jump on that ball. And then what happened? Von Miller got MVP and a Super Bowl championship.
That makes that play look even worse, Cam Newton. I don't think he really thought that through. Or to Mike's point, maybe he was just trolling to go viral. But damn, former athletes, like, you don't need to troll to go viral. Like, leave that to the Stephen A. Smiths of the world. Like, keep it a buck. I would never want to speak for the deceased, but I'm pretty sure that Steve McNair would turn in that 2003 co-MVP for that yard back in the damn Super Bowl in '99.
Exactly.
Like, come on, Cam Newton. Stop it. He says Cam can't pull out of the driveway. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. I believe he's a selfish player, hence why he ain't playing. And this is a Carolina girl.
Well, okay. There's this thing, of course, I watch some reality TV, but he was on that, was on that Seals, whatever thing. That show's pretty good. Man, he literally, he was supposed to do a mission with a teammate, and who actually was Golden Tate. So another football player. And they were supposed to do this code thing together. As soon as they all right, set, go. How come Cam Newton ran out the door to lose the mission? Immediately. Wow. And they were like, bruh, what happened? And he's like, I'm just not used to not being good at something, and I just freaked out and just left my teammate. I'm like, bruh, this explains why you're not in the NFL.
No, and it explains.
We were rooting for you after you flipped over 40 times in a pickup truck and then still played Sunday. We were out there rooting for you.
Right. That explains it. And Mike, that was a nice bow to put on that. That does explain a lot. Good morning, Stephanie. Coach March, she says, yes, super selfish. That was a really bad take by Cam Newton, and it explains a lot. And it may have a lot to do with why he phased out with still tread left on the tires in his career. Now, Langston, he says on 3/28/94. Now, he's triggered if he remembers the date. Jerry Jones was replaced by a Manchurian candidate, fired Jimmy, and has sabotaged my beloved Cowboys ever since. We're going to get into that in an upcoming segment. But, yeah, they fumbled the bag and a dynasty with that. Now, I want to she says, don't tell me. Is she a Cam fan?
Hey, go watch it. It's Special Forces on Fox. Go check it out. I think it was episode.
She's probably catching up on the show.
Well, it was episode 4 though. So
okay. Now, Melanie has a question here that is a little more in depth than we can get into right at this moment. But I just want to.
No, I can get into it.
She says, "Does these DEI issues affect the Rooney Rule?" Tasha, you want to tackle that real quick before we move
Melanie,
on?
Just to sum it up, the Rooney Rule is a piece of shit.
Yeah, I think the Rooney Rule in itself, and we can broach this in the offseason, but I think that it's doing more harm than good, because if you're being trolled out for interviews as a Rooney Rule mandate, then it's going to look worse on your resume of why you keep going for jobs and you're not getting them.
That's like the Chicago Bears interviewed Eddie George. He was the only black candidate that they interviewed, and then they gone with Ben Johnson. A lot of these teams already know who they want to hire, but because they have to satisfy the Rooney Rule, they bring in a person of color, where it doesn't always have to be black. it could, like Robert Saleh, who is, I think he's Middle Eastern. You can get a Hispanic like Ron Rivera or a black candidate that satisfies the Rooney Rule because it is a minority.
Okay, so she says, understood. Hey, that's what we're here to do. We're here to educate. Good morning, Mama Hastings. Hope you are having a blessed and wonderful Saturday. Yeah, I think the NFL is getting better with going with the best candidate. As a Titans fan, I just want to win. You could be Malaysian, Haitian, blind, crippled, crazy, 880. I don't care. Get us out of the number one pick in the draft, please.
One leg in a kickstand.
Right. Just help us win. Brian Callahan, help us win. We're good there. Speaking of the Titans and being a tormented fan base, it's time for T Sizzle's top 5. Now, Jacob kind of broached this earlier in the show, and we obviously see that Langston has still not let go of 1994. Langston, that was 30 years ago, bruh. And we still haven't quite found that. Mike, don't even think about grinning. Get that smile off your face. Don't do it. I see you. Tasha, don't be smirking. This shit ain't funny. This segment is about to trigger me. All right. So the Buffalo Bills. I told Mike in the pre-roll that one of my toxic traits is listening to the post-game show of the losing team in big games. So last Sunday, I jumped on Buffalo Bills radio and listened to the fans call in, and I'm sorry, I got a nice little kick out of them crashing out on the radio in despair because, come on now, 0-4 against Patrick Mahomes, 0-4 in the Super Bowls in the 90s. Does it get any worse than that? But do the Buffalo Bills and Bills Mafia make T Sizzle's top 5 tormented fan bases of all time? Tasha, the floor is yours.
I'm going to go with my personal first. I am a New York Mets fan. The only reason why they're technically not on the list is because they did make the wild card in 2024, but they can't do nothing. We're going to add the Pistons to that as well. But my actual list, I'm going to go with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Y'all guys know I am a hockey fan. Even though the Red Wings are my team, Toronto is my second team. I don't know what the hell is going on with the Maple Leafs. Why y'all can't do nothing? Why y'all can't be relevant? I just don't get it. So I did my homework today.
Nice.
Next is the Atlanta Falcons.
Ooh.
Anytime, if you've ever been to a Falcons game or seen the game on television, it's like the Soul Bowl down there. That has to be the most dejected group of fans and black people that keep supporting the like it has to be hard to be a Falcons fan, especially after that one Super Bowl when my head coach decided not to run the ball, run the clock out, and they could have won a Super Bowl. Next is the Bungles.
Ooh.
And I'm going to say Cincinnati and Dallas are both in this category. Y'all have the team, you have the pieces. Dallas more so than Cincinnati because Dallas has a vaunted defense where Cincinnati's defense is just going to get you through. It has to be hard rooting for teams that have so much promise and never, ever make it. Like that has to be hard. What number am I on? I said Dallas already. We're going to throw Cleveland. Cleveland is obvious. I'm not going to get into a discussion on that. But last, I have to go with the Minnesota Vikings. Minnesota ain't did nothing in any era of anything other than the Twins winning the World Series in the 90s.
Let's say who got a defense?
Dallas got a defense when they
held. What were they against Green Bay 2 years ago? Tasha, I knew that you were going to go outside of the realm of football, so I was really excited to hear your list. And we have a totally different list, and I appreciate the list because you brought up some points that I overlooked, especially with Minnesota. They were the Bills before the Bills losing 4 in the 70s. So, I get you with the Purple People Eaters. Mike, do you have anyone to add?
Yeah, I have a lot that I wanted to add. Let's see. I'll start.
It's so many.
Yeah, I agree with Tasha on the Cowboys. Just because we're getting to the phase to where these younger adults have never seen success of the Cowboys, so they don't even know. They just like they won a Super Bowl. Like when was so it's like. Right. And I think with the publicity that they are at, they're the number one viewership, tied with Kansas City. How can you have that many fans and just go through this year after year after year? I'm like, come on, man.
Right.
I'll tag team it with Cleveland on that. The Browns, like, they literally go to games with bags on their head. Like they know. I don't know if Tasha said the Knicks. I know you were talking about the Mets, which I agree.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
The Knicks are up there. I think I was also going down rabbit holes of like specific teams. So like, we talked about Dan Marino and the Dolphins had a superb season, a couple of seasons, and just not be able to win it. Utah Jazz in the 90s. We talked about the Kings. I started getting into Notre Dame college football team. Like
that was one who made my honorable mention. Notre Dame.
The thing is, I thought about teams that you're mentioning, Mike, but I thought about like rabid fan bases, like teams that just no matter what, them people gonna show up, whether it's a bag, on their head or not. Like, I was rooting for the Utah Jazz back in the day, but I don't know, do they really have a rabid fan base? Like
maybe in Utah because it's the only show in town.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm more thinking about like just like a good fan base that just keeps getting let down season after season or getting so close. Like I would have put the Rangers up there if they didn't win just recently, just because they would get up there and just one ball away and just, oh man, like back to back. And of course the Bills are obviously one of the top ones. So 4 in a row is tough.
Right. Langston says the Steelers taking shots at the Steelers. Mike doesn't agree with that. Tasha doesn't agree with that. She loves Coach SpongeBob.
You guys got some fans that's going to show up regardless, but I don't think it's so much as being tormented. Like, because it's like how, when I told you guys, I said after week 5, my Niners were done. That season wasn't torment to me because I already knew that they were done after week 5. But when you have like a team and then they keep getting pushed out into the media, pushed out in the forefront because the media and everyone else is telling them that they're good, they're supposed to do this, they're supposed to do that, and they never get there.
They haven't had a losing season in 18 years.
Well, and it goes back to our season long, I would call it season long topic of expectations. And it depends on your expectations because we could have easily put Penn State up there, but their expectation is to not obviously win a championship every year. It's like, let's just do good. Like, okay.
Their expectation needs to be for the staff to stay out of the locker rooms and the shower.
You see, had I said that,
we're gonna log out of this. We're out
the show.
That's a reasonable expectation up there in Happy Valley. Y'all, the Browns stuck out to me, and I just wanted to kind of elaborate on why I totally agree with you two on the Browns. Think about the Browns. Your team moves on you. You're a blue blood starter franchise. They move to Baltimore and start winning championships the second they get out of town. Then the NFL throws you an expansion team, and all I can think about, and Tasha brings this up from time to time, is that damn jersey with all of those names taped out on the back for those quarterbacks that came and went and never got anything done. And then now you're the franchise that gave the first fully guaranteed contract to a quarterback, and that quarterback was Deshaun Watson coming off of trial.
And you told a quarterback to kick rocks, and he ends up having success on another team. Like, bruh.
And Baker Mayfield got
him been to the playoffs.
You wanted Deshaun Watson over Baker Mayfield, and Baker Mayfield is a top 10, top 7, 8. He led the league in touchdown passes. Like, Cleveland, this one's for you. Cleveland, thank God I ain't a Cleveland fan. I'm going to throw Tasha's lines, the Honolulu Blues, in here. And the reason why I call them a tormented fan base is not only have you not been in a Super Bowl before, you fumbled 2 of the greatest players in the history of the NFL in Megatron and Barry Sanders. Y'all were so inept that they quit in their primes. Like, I couldn't, like, Detroit.
You can't make it up. You can't make it up.
You can't make it up. And then last year, you get full of yourself and blow a 17-point lead to the San Francisco 49ers. This year, you lose to a rookie at home with home field advantage. Like, Detroit, the Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah, expectation.
Okay, now Martrice says Deshaun has had more massages and snaps ever.
And
Yeah,
so it's Justin Tucker, apparently, since 2020.
That was a bar. See, Mike, they banned him from those massage parlors, and that leg was a little tight. You saw he was kicking the ball like I used to kick it on the college game.
I mean, I really do believe that's. I believe because
It went to
they thought things were going to come out, and I think that kind of got in his head, and I think that's why he started having those woes. You got to think about
it. If he knew it was coming down the pike, because obviously your lawyer is going to find out before the press does. So that's a great point. The counterfeit bills. Jarrell, you've been in your bag today, bro. All right, I see what you did there. And last but not least, if we're going to count the franchise in totality, please allow me this quick timeline, and then we'll get our shout-outs done and get y'all on to y'all beautiful Saturday. It's a beautiful day here in Dallas, by the way. The Oilers/Titans. Can I interest y'all in how we've been tormented? Now, we can, I mean, if you want to just go with the Titans, then we don't make the list. But if you take the Oilers/Titans in totality, Tasha, I know you remember a lot of this stuff. 79, when Mike Renfro intercepts the ball in Pittsburgh that would have stopped the game-winning score. There was no instant replay. His knee was clearly inbounds. They called it an incomplete. Pittsburgh goes on to win. They're going to beat Dallas. Dynasty secured. Houston was the better team and outplayed them in Pittsburgh. Should have been in the Super Bowl. 92. Anybody remember 35-3?
Yeah. In the
over Buffalo
against the Bills. Warren
walked down in one half.
Super Bowl. Warren was supposed to go to the Super Bowl.
Warren was supposed to go to the Super Bowl. Remember the time? Don't do that, Farrah, because I'm the Goon Squad on your show, and I will be watching. So watch yourself. Show me what you're working with. All right. Then there's 93. Remember the 93 team, the playoff of pink slips? When Houston was the best team in the league, they lose to Joe Montana and the Chiefs. Blew the team up. 99 yards short. Torment, okay? Why even give us the Music City Miracle if you don't snatch it from us in the Super Bowl? Next year, number 1 seed, get beat by Baltimore. Baltimore goes on to win the Super Bowl, and we have been trash ever since. 2021, number 1 seed, lose to the Bengals. Torment.
I mean, and you talk about torment, guys, and I was actually at that Super Bowl when it was 1 yard short, and the dejection that left, I was kind of like,
Mike. So now we understand what happened. How bad Juju, because she was rooting against the Titans.
I was rooting for the Titans because one of the coach's wives was a friend of mine. We used to work together, which I didn't know that her husband coached for the Titans. And after I found out, we had gotten cool, and she asked if I wanted to go to Super Bowl. Who says no? That's the year Ray stabbed all them people and hid that suit. Right.
And then went on to have a Hall of Fame career.
In the snow and ice. But who stabs people in the ice?
Allegedly. Mike, but the thing is, though, think about how lucky you have to be. You didn't slip and fall. You didn't get the blade dislodged. I mean, there was an ice storm in Atlanta that weekend. He said nobody remembered the damn thing. Don't do that. Didn't you just say on 3/28/94? Don't do that, man. We've been through a Super Bowl since then. Let's not compare. Because I will turn on the Cowboys if y'all talk about my Titans. That's how we do it. Mike, who you shouting out today?
I'm gonna shout out Cameron, our 17-year-old. He got his registration tag for his car all by himself. He went to the oil shop to get his admissions test and all that by himself. So we all know how hard that is for our teenage drivers, new drivers, to do things by themselves. So shout out.
Hey, you don't have to do those errands no more. He can come and go as he please. Good job by him on that. Yeah, right, Melanie. They, we didn't need no help losing. Sick of the Ravens. She's Langston, right? Oh my God. Continue this vibe on Our Take podcast. Hey, man, make sure y'all stay on Facebook. Jump on Our Take. It's HOUR Take. Make sure you subscribe, that you like, so you get the notification. And join me as I troll her like she's trolled my Titans today. Because payback is
and Farrah, you love me because I don't troll. I just,
I'm coming to guns blazing today. You just best believe that. And we're gonna talk about Brick Barbie, your girl. What's her name? what's her name? The LSU, Chicago Sky. What's her name?
Oh, Angel Reese.
We're gonna talk about the Brick Barbie, Angel Reese.
Maybe they see her get the ball. Oh, go ahead, shoot.
We're gonna talk about her smoking layups under the goal, jumping off 2 feet. She's 6'9" and can't make a layup. We're gonna talk. No.
Hey. He said Brick Barbie. I'm gonna make that a T-shirt.
The Brick Barbie is in the house. Tasha, who you shouting out today?
I'm shouting out the Bayou Barbie because she just paid off her mother's house and retired her on her birthday. Let's just start there. Why you bumping your gums?
We'll check in with her in 15 years. She'll be like, "Can I get that money back, please?" I hear that as a savings account. Come on now.
I'm shouting out.
Hold on, Tasha. Before you go into yours, I just want to say for the record, I will be on the Super Bowl show with Farrah next week, so make sure y'all tune in. But Brick Barbie came from her. I got that from her show last week, so you get smoke for her. I heard her say Brick Barbie, and I was like, oh yeah, that's golden.
That's good.
Her career's not gonna be long. Now give Farrah the smoke. Give
Farrah.
She's gonna need that money.
Farrah, I missed that part of the show. You know, it's when my dryer it almost caught on fire.
Mike, did you see when Shaq busted out laughing the other day when she was by herself on a layup and she fumbled and flipped out of bounds and tumbled over her own feet and Shaq was laughing?
And nobody on her? Yeah.
That's like, you know what? The only reason I'm going to say she's a smart girl, she's investing all of that money she's making into other endeavors that's going to make her money because she may know.
Yeah, no, you're right. And to her credit, she has a McDonald's ad that's out now, national McDonald's ad. The first woman
she's buying into some sports teams as well. You know, sometimes, it may not be in the cards for you, but you got to be smart when you get that money. It ain't always about what you
got to be smart.
That's true. But Farrah started Brick Barbie, and I approve that message because you smoking layups like a Newport.
And my next shout out is to my neighbors down the street, Miss Lumi and her family. Y'all know we love the dogs over here. We had a young pup who's probably just barely a year old who gave birth while I was back home to she had 5 puppies. One we found a home. It was a male. One of her puppies died, and then we have 3 female puppies. And my neighbors, I was looking for the puppies. And I went to, when I went later on to feed the dogs, I asked her son, I said, where are the puppies? And the daughter says, oh, they're right here. Shouts out to my neighbors for taking the puppies and the mom to get them spayed. Because in this country, it's more animals, more stray animals, dogs and cats, even cows and goats, than it is air to breathe in this country. So shouts out to my neighbors for being responsible because I actually had an appointment for the mom next week to get her spayed. But my neighbors did it because she said, oh, we looked for you, but you was gone to tell me that they were going to take the dogs because I wouldn't look for them. So shouts out to Miss Lumi and her family for doing that. Next is sad. Shouts out to those families, friends, everyone of the people who lost their lives tragically, the 67 people that lost their lives in that mid-air collision that landed in the Potomac River over Reagan International. I think they've recovered 40 to 50 bodies, which means someone's loved one is still missing. Mm-hmm. And that is a hard thing if you lose someone, to not even have their remains, to have their body, something that you can put away decently. And also to the family members of the people that crashed in that flight in Philadelphia, which happened about almost 12 or more hours ago. Right. It was a plane. I think it was 8 people on that plane that crashed into some houses. So we don't really know the totality of that as well. So just sending out prayers and comfort to all of those who are affected by that.
Excellent point by you. And I'll just echo your shout out with that. Shout out Cameron. Congratulations. I know that's an exciting time. We all remember when we got our cars and that euphoria you feel when you have your first piece of glimpse into adulthood. Enjoy it now for them bills.
How much is that insurance payment though, Mike?
Mike got it.
He pays that too.
Now, y'all, Acolta turns 11 tomorrow. CP, happy birthday, Carter Paul Coulter. Happy 17th birthday, Miles. Wait a second, Steph.
All five. How tall is Carter, Steph? All 5'6" of him and all 6'6" of Miles.
Right. Happy birthday, CP. Now, Langston drops us a nugget. One of our alumni, Pearl Cone, ex-math teacher, was on that DC flight. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine you're about to land, and we've all flown more times than we can.
Away from y'all. If y'all saw it, this is the runway. The plane was here. They were 1 minute from making contact.
It's really, and you're welcome. And as we wish people happy birthday, and as Mike is celebrating a milestone for his 17-year-old, he is 5'6" already, y'all.
Yeah.
Like, this is crazy. Her name was Sarah Best. So
I remember Miss Best.
Yeah, I can't believe that just really just shook me to my core. I can't believe that she was on there.
Oh my God.
So, like, with that being said, and good morning, and shout out to Stiana. She says, inbox me. Who was it? It was Miss Best.
Sarah Best. You remember Miss Best, Steve?
Like, ladies and gentlemen, like two things come to mind. Like, as we, as people are talking about their kids and birthdays and milestones. One thing is, can you imagine looking out of a window of a plane as you're about to land and you're turning your phone back on and you see a helicopter coming right at you? You don't have time to call family, your wife, your kids, your loved ones. You don't even have time to say, oh shit. Like, and it's just over in a vapor. So, like, y'all, it's not enough chapters left in our book to be burning pages. So whatever you're going to do today, do it with love. Enjoy your day. Like, whatever may be going on in your life, like, we don't know. Think about Philadelphia. Mike, that was the equivalent of a plane crashing at the corner of Plano Parkway and Park. Like, a residential area, a busy street, that's just crazy. So you just never know. And the last thing that I'll leave you with is that time is the only currency that we spend without knowing the balance. So spend it wisely today. Spend it with your loved ones. Just be happy, be blessed, and our hearts and our prayers go out to.
Now she's a lot younger than us. She didn't teach when we were there. I just remember her. I remember her. She's way younger than us.
Right. And Stephanie with the great walk-off mic drop. If someone crosses your mind today, reach out. And one thing that I will give these two credit for, I'm not gonna go missing on they watch. Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna go missing on they watch. And I'm thankful for that as somebody who lives in the city without his biological family with him. They ain't gonna let me go too long without being off the radar. And I appreciate that. Martrice, we love you right back. Mike, take us home.
Go Blue and be safe.
Vamos Azul.
And we out.